All right, Buffs Nation, what is going on? I appreciate y'all's patience as we get going. Having some mic issues for some sort of reason, so apologies if the quality isn't as it's been in the past. But nonetheless, here with my weekly collaboration with Rob the Man Media. How are you doing today? Appreciate your time as always.
Man, it's always good to come on with you, David Talk Bus, man. Appreciate it right now.
Oh,
What a wonderful time. But yeah, let's get into it.
yeah, man. Let's get to it. Let's of course, I think we'll have some time to talk about what we're looking to accomplish during this bye week as we get ready for UCLA, all that stuff. Maybe taking some time to just take a look at these first 7 games. But you're my guy that's always following the recruiting beat, which is why one of the reasons I love talking to you. Right now, who are some guys that we need to be keeping our eyes on, or who might have some interest in Colorado coming into the second half of the season? I've been seeing you repost on Twitter, man, some big time decommitments that could possibly mean some positive things for CU.
Yeah, so when you look at the recruiting world right now, Michigan is one of the hotbed areas right now for us. And then a school to keep your eye on. I'm telling you this right now. A school to keep your eye on is Texas A&M. Sorry about that. We doing some
You're
stuff
good,
here.
man.
But no, the team to look out for right now is Texas A&M, and the reason why you want to look out for Texas A&M is because Jimbo Fisher might be done after this year. So with that being said, there are some recruits that are trying to make their way to Boulder that's committed to Texas A&M. So Texas A&M is definitely a school that you want to watch out for over the next couple of weeks. I will tell you this: if Texas A&M loses 2 more games, it is going to be a wrap for Jimbo Fisher. And so you're seeing a lot of decommitments coming from Texas A&M players right now. And so if you're following me on Twitter, I'm telling you right now, you're starting to see why I'm reposting certain things because they're telling the tale already. They're already putting a sign out that Jimbo Fisher won't be there. And so that's why you're seeing a lot of decommitments coming out of the state of Texas right now. So be on the lookout because I'm telling you right now, some kids are going to end up in Boulder from Texas A&M.
Oh man, that would be great. Now I know that we had an edge rusher commit right a couple
Yeah,
weeks ago. Amontre Bradford.
yeah.
His cousin was an A&M commit. Is that right?
No, he's
No.
uncommitted right now, but
Okay.
I can say CU is in a good shape with him. Um, it's leaning like about 90% that he's going to commit to Colorado. So be on the lookout for that one. That one's coming down close. He's about a couple of weeks away from his commitment, but I do expect him to be ultimately be a Colorado Buff because his cousin's here. So,
Yes.
and we love the state of Georgia. And guess what? The coaches are out right now, going state to state to close out recruiting deals. So if you see somebody committing over the next couple of days or next week, it's because our coaching staff right now is out in other states right now and doing recruiting. So on the bye week, they are heavily traveling right now, going to see prospects right now in homes. Now we do have a bunch of solid commitments. They're going to be coming public here soon. And the only reason why they have not came public yet is because they're still trying to finalize who's going to be on this next year's roster and who's not going to be on next year's roster. So that's playing a huge part in why you haven't heard publicly on why certain players haven't committed. But we do have, I can tell you right now, we have about 5 or 6 guys that solidly committed behind the scenes that you guys have not seen publicly post yet, but they will be posting here soon. They're just trying to see how everything is going to lay out for us, who's coming back. I would say another thing to keep your eyes on right now: who went home on a break and who didn't go home on a break.
Okay.
Because it might some of the people that went home on a break might not come back after the break. So I ain't gonna say,
Oh
but
no. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I won't say too much about too much, but I will say that some of the people that went home may not come back after the break.
Understood. Gonna put you on the spot here with this one, Rob. It's okay if you don't have an answer for us, but here in the chat, a couple questions about Omar White. Is he kind of back into the fold, in the words of Nicholas Braxton? Have you heard anything about him? Is his possibility coming here for Colorado looking good now? Can we expect him to visit campus soon? Any word on his situation?
Yeah, so Omar White is good. So what we're doing, Omar White, is we're trying to keep everything hush hush with him, letting all his legal matters play out, and so he can get here in campus in January. He's right now he's not playing. He's just focused on grades, focused on all, cleaning up all the legal stuff. But there's a reason why we're not saying anything about him. And just due to the fact that we're trying to make sure that he has a clean nose coming to Boulder, Colorado. He's good. Everything is straight legally, and we don't have to worry about too much of nothing. So that's the real reason why you haven't heard anything about Omar White. He is committed to Colorado. He will be in Boulder, Colorado. Just be patient on him, as they're just trying to keep everything under wraps, keep everything low key about him. Hope that people forget about him, and hey, you will see him.
Yeah. Well, I think too, man, with him, yeah, taking this fall to just get those things taken care of, grades, legal matters, all that. Yeah, like kind of how I'm looking at it, man. If he's ends up in Boulder, man, that's just a bonus, man, on top of the other guys that we're going to be bringing in. I mean, the guy's an absolute beast. He would be a huge boost for this defensive line in front seven, man. And man, I hope that he comes out here, man. I think it would be wonderful. I want to ask you too. With the quarterback position, of course, we've had Bryce Underwood visit. We've had Beckham Kritza, another quarterback in the 25 class that has had a handful of visits. Obviously, he's back here at Fairview in Boulder after a few different transfers, so it's easy for him to make it to campus, make it to the games. But we did have another visit. I can't remember if it was official or unofficial this past weekend at the Stanford game. I'm forgetting his name. Can you give me kind of a fill-in on this player, a little bit of a scouting report?
Yeah, so dang, why I just went to a mind blank.
You're so good, man.
I literally went to a mind blank as I was about to speak to you. I just posted about it. That's what's crazy about it. I literally just made a post about it.
I have a screenshot somewhere, but I totally forgot his name too. I knew.
I just like his mind, like my mind just went off just that fast. I was literally like had a mind blank on. But I would say that he had. Say it again.
Antoine Hill.
Yes, Antoine Hill. So my bad. Apologize. My bad. I literally had a blank out that fast. But Antoine Hill, he had a great visit overall. We're in the driver's seat for Mr. Hill. I do see him committing. His timeline right now is December, January. I do believe we will take two quarterbacks. Well, from everybody I've talked to at CU, we're going to take two quarterbacks in the class of 25. Who those two quarterbacks are going to be is still to be determined. But I will say one of them is going to be Antoine Hill in that situation. So who that second quarterback is going to be is still up for debate. But we're going to take two quarterbacks in that class. One, Shedeur is going to be gone, so you're going to have that battle, right, of who wants to keep QB1. Now, don't forget about Danny O'Neal. He is coming, right? He is coming in class 24. He's going to have a fight, but Hill is like pretty much a lock to Colorado. I mean, there is nothing that Colorado. Only way he does not come to Colorado is like I don't even want to put that in the open. But if Coach X if Coach X left the program, that's what I'm gonna say. But outside of that, right? Because that was really the biggest question, right? Will Coach X be there when he graduates and come in? So that was what the real main thing was. But outside of that, I mean, Coach X will be there. That's what I'm gonna leave it at. Coach X will be there. So Antoine Hill is definitely going to be. He's 1,000% locked in with Colorado. I don't see anything changing in that recruitment, going left or going right. I think we're come, December, January, we're going to get that commitment from him. Now it's going to, with that class of 25, we're already loading up. He has a big time receiver already in Winston Watkins. We're really securing that class of 25 up right now. So we're about to go really deep into that class of 25. So majority of the time that these coaches are going to spend on the recruiting road trip right now for the rest of this week, until like Saturday, they're going to spend a lot of time with the class of 25. And then a lot of the decommitments from the class of 24 that they're trying to get their hands on too. So
I love it. I love it. Now with the last question about recruiting, then we can kind of get into the current football team as is with the 24 class. Are there any guys in particular? Right now I think we got 9 commits, something like that.
Yeah.
I would just like to hear your thoughts on some specific players. Do you think like any of these players we can expect to, have significant time on the field their true freshman year? I know that could be a little bit hard to say right now, as we don't know what our transfer class is going to look like this year or anything like that. But who's got you really excited right now?
So I would say there is a couple of freshmen, and the ones that are going to commit, some of them are going to see the field. I can tell you that right now. They big time. But right now, number one on my list is Aaron Butler. Like Aaron Butler's day one starter for me. Just because, what he's doing right now to get ready for college. He's going to be here in January, ready to go, locked in, ready to play. Number two, I will go with Brandon Swain. He's going to be ready to go from out of Michigan, the defensive end. Number three, I would say Tyson Chandler. The offensive lineman, he's a dog. He's coming in to compete. So if y'all think Van Wells got that center position locked up, I'm telling you right now, Tyson Chandler's gonna come compete for that job. So this class is gonna be more about quality versus quantity. So we're probably gonna take a max of 18 players out of this class because of the quality of players that we're gonna take. They're gonna all be able to contribute. So it's gonna be a top class. Now, with that being said, with the people that's possibly gonna, make it official commitment, we may end up with a top 5 class. Telling you right now, there are some 5-star players that want to come to see you right now that you guys do not know, but they're on the way. I can tell you
that. And Lucas loves that too. Sending you, Rob, a $10 super chat. Awesome. He says Texas A&M, Michigan State. Are there any pro-level player assets, or what pro-level player assets do they currently have that CU should be targeting? I got to think a little bit because it's been a few weeks since I've been through the Michigan State roster. But are there a few different players or position groups that you think our coaching staff has our eyes on come December?
I would tell you this. One of the major things, right, and it's one of the main things that everybody's focused on, right? Offensive, defensive line in the trenches. I can tell you right now, there are some players that's playing in the SEC and in the Big Ten that's going to go into the transfer portal that's not in the transfer portal just yet. And they are starting at their teams right now. And they want to come play for Coach Prime. And so when you look at Texas A&M, for Texas A&M and Michigan State, we're attacking their recruiting class more than because you can't legally talk to their players, right?
Right.
But there are back channels, to players through parents, through aunties, uncles, grandmas, things like that know people that know people that know people. So with that being said, there's been some people reached out to me, because I know people that know people that know people. So with that being said, there are a lot of phone calls being made to the University of Colorado on the behalf of certain players at certain universities right now that is currently playing, and they're looking to get to Boulder. So the offense and defensive line in the trenches will be solidified. I'm telling you this right now. We got some big offensive linemen that's ready to come protect Shedeur Sanders for next year. So I'm telling you, the dogs, I ain't gonna say dogs. But the guys that we need to get the job done for next year to make it to the playoffs are coming.
Let's go.
And every day that phone's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So these coaches on the road, like I said, starting yesterday until Saturday evening, they're going to be on the road recruiting. And so they're in attack mode right now, and everybody's calling. So you're going to find out a lot of different things, and you're seeing a lot of players decommit. Expect some of them to, come for the Oregon State and Arizona game. Because pretty much after the Arizona game, you're not going to see any more commitments on campus until, you get closer to signing day. So anybody, the last push that we're going to make, they're going to come in December, right before signing day. So because early signing day is in December. So you're going to see a lot of people try to push in visits before early signing day. So we got a lot of things cooking up on the way.
Yes. And I know with Michigan State, I can't speak to Texas A&M about this because I haven't been through their roster like I have Michigan State. But there are at least a couple players that I remember seeing that are from out here in Colorado. So, yeah, they would be like potential people that I would just look at immediately to see if there is interest.
I would tell you this: when it comes to Texas A&M, anybody on that defensive line or our linebackers, keep your eye on them,
please.
And the other reason why I'm saying keep your eye on them is because Nick Williams, our defensive end coach, was the one who recruited him to Texas A&M. So I'm just letting you know.
Connecting the dots on that. I completely forgot he was at A&M, man.
He was at Texas A&M before he came to Colorado. What I would say to y'all about Texas A&M, they do have a bunch of studs on that defensive side of the ball. They just can't figure it out on offensive end, score enough points to win. So with that being said, the way things are set up with Jimbo Fisher right now and how things are looking with him, it's probably going to be a situation where he's going to be gone. And you're starting to see that with the decommitments. There's a reason why when you start to see a pack of players decommitting from one school, that means the writing's on the wall, and they know that their coach is about to go somewhere else.
Yep, facts. Any update right now? I guess, people have been asking about Jordan Seaton. Obviously, we touched a little bit on Cam Coleman. And, Boo Carter, again, I still feel like there's a lot of steam with him right now. And I feel like with those players, momentum is moving in the right direction. Again, we'll have to see how it plays out, but how are you feeling about those players?
So the top players right now for Colorado that that's on the watch list is Jordan Seaton, Cam Coleman, Nick Marsh, Boo Carter, and then Beeman from Alabama. He's an Alabama commit that's going to flip to Colorado here soon. So we got our top 5 guys who we're looking for right now. When it comes to Jordan Seaton, that's going to be the toughest one to flip out of all the players I just named. Boo Carter, it's a lot closer than a lot of people think, just because Boo Carter is super close to Aaron Butler, and their family are super tied in, and they're like this. So I would definitely tell you, Boo Carter, that's just going to come down to signing day. That's just flat out what it's going to do. It's going to come down to signing day. Now, with that being said, Jordan Seaton does want to play with Boo Carter. So it's a possibility, it could be a package deal, but it's not a guarantee. Everybody's after Jordan Seaton. He is, he's the top ranked offensive lineman. So any and everybody will wait for him. But I will say, we have a good opportunity to get Jordan Seaton. But Boo Carter, things are a lot closer than what you think they are.
I love it, man. I can't wait to see how all this unfolds, man. I feel like, there's a lot of good momentum going with a lot of these players. I got to start wrapping up here in a few minutes, Rob. Again, always appreciative of your time, but want to switch gears here really quick. Obviously, man, we all know what happened last Friday night. We know we've hit the bye week, man. From your perspective, man, what is this next week and a half looking like for the players and for this staff, whether that is, from the day to day, what you think they'll be doing, what they'll be focusing on to get ready to hopefully finish off the season on a very strong note?
So I would say this for the rest of this week, some players went home, some players stayed. Like I said before, some of the players that went home, they may not come back to Boulder. That's all I'm going to say. So this week is basically, last couple days just evaluating, right? Evaluate yourself, evaluate how you feel in the program, whether you want to play the rest of the season out or not. And it's not to say that everybody that went home not coming back. I'm just gonna say there's gonna be some players that went home and may not come back. So I've talking to number of players, number of families. So I kind of know the insight of some things. I can't release that type of information, but with that being said, this week has just been a focus. Getting back focused, getting back on the right track. Now, when it comes to the coaches, majority of the coaches are out recruiting right now, so that's helping them get their mind off of football. But it's easy to set a program right now with the way everything happened, and it's just easy to explain. Hey, this is why we need you. You can say what you want to say, but this is why we need you because you're seeing what's on the field, right? You're seeing people. They don't want it. They don't have their heart. They don't have their desire to stay up to the standards that we want. So I get a lot of questions asking, did this hurt us in recruiting? It actually accelerated recruiting for us because everything that we've been preaching on why we need them is being shown every single week in, week out. So, hey, the opportunity is now. The opportunity is here. The opportunity is to seize to play. So you can't sit back and hide and be like, oh, well, this and that, I might not get opportunity. Well, guess what? You come to Colorado, you're going to get opportunity. You're going to get exposure. You're going to get NIL deals. You can't say you can't because guess what? If a walk-on can get an NIL deal and Charlie Offerdog, you can get an NIL deal here. So, and being commercials. So you got to be ready. Yes, Komani. Yes, Komani is here. I mean, it's in Boulder. Yes, that is true. He didn't go.
That was cracking me up, man.
Yeah.
I love how it's become, man, like an inside joke at this point, man. But yeah, I'm hoping that the bye week is just a time, man, for everybody to reset. Players and coaches, man, everybody to get refocused again, man. Like a lot of what we need to do, man, is just I feel like from the players and coaches standpoint, man, we just need to stay locked in for 4 full quarters, man. Like if we can just play even 3 quarters, man, against some of these teams, man, I feel like we should have a good chance of getting wins. We just got to stop beating ourselves, and hopefully this bye week is the turning point for that, because I gotta assume, man. I mean, blowing 29-point leads don't happen, very often. Yeah. I'm optimistic, man, that this staff and this program, this is going to be something that you never want to happen, but this is going to be something that helps propel them, to greater heights as we continue to grow this thing. Sometimes you got to go through the BS, man, to get to the promised land, right?
I'll say this: all the players got the scouting report for UCLA. Mm-hmm. For those who went home, if you ain't watch film and you ain't studying what's really going on, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because you have all the time to study, to work out, to do everything that you need to do to get your mind, your body right. Actually, I think that it was perfect. The way this bye laid out, it was perfect, right? Because now coming out of this bye, everybody should be healthy. Everybody should be ready to go for the stretch run. Savion Washington should be back for UCLA, and we can go and take care of business in UCLA. Guess what? It's going to be more Colorado people in that stadium than it's going to be UCLA fans. Tell you that much. So,
it's going to be awesome, man.
Yeah. So with that being said, right, there's a lot of opportunity for these players to get to right the wrong, right? There's a lot of things that's still ahead. Nobody said we can't go win all these last games. Nobody said that, right? We can go finish and win all these games to go 9-3. Guess what? We're going to be in a great bowl, more recruiting. Everything is going to be in our way. So there's a lot of stuff that we can do going down the rest of this stretch of this year to put us in a prime position to get us ready for next year. And so for those who's going to NFL, they still trying to push to get better film, right? To push up, because outside of Shedeur, nobody else right now is projected to go in the top 3 rounds. So guess what? There's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a lot of meat on the bones. You got to go out there and produce. So, Jimmy Horn, he suffered an ankle injury. He should be back ready to go for UCLA game. We have another couple of players on offense that suffered injuries. They didn't publicly put it out, so that's why I don't want to say nothing about it. But there's a couple other more players on offense that suffered some injuries. But the break happened at the right time. We're getting healthy. Our trajectory is going up in the right direction. The arrow's pointing up. And all we gotta do is just keep grinding, and everything's gonna take care of itself.
Thanks, man. Absolutely. Side note, really quick, before we wrap up, I got to go here. You think we'll see, if Savion Washington returns, you think we might see Kareem Harden kick inside the guard?
Here's what I would really want if it's me, right?
Yeah.
I'm leaving Kareem Harden at right tackle, and I'm putting Savion Washington at left, and I'm taking out Tank. That's my wishes.
Okay.
So that's my wishes. But we'll see. I mean, anyway, go. I do think, I like, for me personally, I think they should put in the Jack Wiltie at the left guard. You put Savion Wilkerson at left tackle, Kareem Harden at right tackle, and that'll solidify our offensive line for the rest of the year.
Man, I love it, man. I can't wait to see how it goes. Again, thank you so much for your time, Rob. Let the people know, man, where they can find you and what do you got coming up, man, for the rest of this week into the weekend.
Yeah, so we got a show in 30 minutes. As you can see, all you got to do is type in Rob the Man Media. It'll pull up the live show. We go daily every single day. We go daily. We just talk sports. We talk CU. CU is the main topic, but most of the time we do talk about different sports. So it depends on what time you see the show. Our daily show during the day is always CU, but our night show changes. So we talk about NFL. We talk about the rest of what's going on in college football, Pac-12. So, hey, if you catch the night show, we ain't not talking about a little bit of everything, but you catch the day show, it's definitely going to be talking about CU, what to expect, injuries, recruiting, anything like that. And also, we have a Discord. So, hey,
awesome.
If you want content on like who we're recruiting, who we're after, definitely. Just all you got to do is follow those simple directions. We have a Discord, and you can get all the information on CU, HBCU, college football, NFL, NBA. So it's a variety of different things in there that we drop throughout the day. Shout out to my team that's a part of it, helping me out with the Discord too. Also, y'all do not go unmissed. We also have an NIL section in there. So with the NIL section in there, we have a book to how to master NIL deals and how to master NIL when you're in college, a high school student. So, hey, we dropping everything. I'm telling you right now, we're bringing it from all different landscapes with this part. So, hey, all you got to do is just tap into the Discord. We have everything that you need. And if there's something that you want and more of, all you got to do is just let us know, and we'll get it hooked up for you.
Man, I love it so much. Awesome. Well, thank you again so much, Rob. Thank you again for everybody checking this out. 200 people in the stream, man. Freaking awesome. Make sure y'all hit that like on the way out. And if you're watching the replay, let us know your thoughts and where you're watching from as well. Rob, I will see you, I'm sure, again at some point again soon. Appreciative of your time. And everybody, we're coming off a loss. Doesn't matter, man. Things are looking up. And as always, go Buffs.
Go Buffs.
All right.